Brr. She's cold. Good Tuesday morning. I threw out a video last night just of what I was up to on Monday, and I think in light of trying to keep busy while we deal with crappy weather and wet fields, I'm going to try to post a video a day this week and just give you an idea of what we're up to with the rain delay. So anyways, I didn't really close out Monday's video because I kind of thought about doing it last night when I was in the house. I'm like, might as well throw a video out. We'll try to do one a day this week and go with that. So anyways, Sandy and I are still married after leveling those sonotubes. I'm going to call and see what a minimum order is for concrete. I'm not sure. I think I need about 2 meters, so I don't know if they'll come out with 2 meters of concrete or not. It's a lot to mix if I wanted to mix it. But we'll have to see. So gonna look into that here a second this morning, and then just some odd jobs. We pulled the pin on 100 bags of corn. We're switching to some earlier day stuff now. So we're pushing heat units. If we were to plant it now, that variety for me was kind of my target date. It's the 15th of May, and then after that we are probably gonna have too wet a corn at harvest to do well with it. It's a really good variety. I'm kind of disappointed we had to switch out of it on some acres. So crossing our fingers that maybe this week with the weather forecast it's going to be a little bit better. Not terrific, but maybe a bit of heat and wind, we can dry up some fields, and we got some really well tiled stuff that we can get on, and still hoping to plant some of our long day stuff on those fields and get away with it, but I think just too much risk to keep it all. So we're doing the switch this morning. I believe we're getting 100 bags of earlier day stuff coming in, so that's one thing. So anyways, still not sure what's going to go on today per se. Luke's here helping out, so might send him off to get some starter fertilizer, some pop-up in-furrow stuff that we use, some Alpine 624-6, so might send him off to grab what we need for that, so that when we do go, we have it on hand here. Likely put the duals on the loader tractor as well to help carry across the field. The tires on it are pretty wore out, so when I put the duals on, it looks a little funny because the duals still are in really good shape. I have debated about taking the rubber off the duals and putting on the innards on that tractor and replacing them and putting the inside ones to the duals. There's just enough wear on the originals on there that when I put the duals on, it looks kind of funny because there's probably with the lug wear, there's probably a good couple inches of difference in height. So I might even just price new innard tires to put on that tractor. I plan on keeping that tractor around for a while yet, so it probably wouldn't hurt to get some new rubber anyways, but just like to run the duals in the spring on that tractor to help alleviate any risk of compaction. And I think we have high risk this year with the wet soils. So, well, we just finished the switch. So we went from 2925 corn heat units to some 2700 heat unit stuff, and then some 2825. So we rolled it back a fair bit. There's a couple fields that I know they're going in corn because the one was already 2-year soybeans. So we gotta get corn in it, and it's a wet farm. So some of this early stuff for us is gonna go into that stuff. Still hoping to get some of this later day stuff in yet. Yeah, so we flipped 100 bags into some early maturing stuff just to make sure that we could mature in time this fall and not have moisture issues. So thumbs up to the seed companies for doing the switcheroo. Appreciate that. Now we got 100 bags of earlier day stuff, so I'm feeling a little better. Now if Mother Nature would cooperate, I'd feel a lot better. So we did some investigative surgery on the planter tractor. As you can see here, there's some gear oil on the rim and it was pretty wet. I power washed it already once this spring after I got it back, and I thought, well, maybe it was just some spilt oil, so I cleaned it all up as best I could. But it got dirty again after kind of playing with the planter in the field and in the yard. So we cleaned it all up here, checked the O-rings and for the seals on both of these caps here, and they seem good, so we topped it up with gear oil. I think the biggest issue, maybe when they did the repair, was oil got spilt in this cast thing, and with those kind of depressions there, it was able to hold the gear oil that leaked down in there from the repair, and it just slowly was working its way out. So we're gonna power wash that after lunch, that casting there and the tire and rim, and then I can keep an eye on it for the rest of the spring, or when we get to use it, if we ever do, and make sure that that's all it was just some spilt oil. So anyways, lunchtime. Well, I think that's going to wrap up Tuesday. I checked out the tire on the front of the big tractor there and figure it was just spilt oil, so I think that tractor's good. Red wagon that you saw me dumping the bucket into from the excavator, fixed it, had a busted cylinder, so we put a new one on that I got from Princess Auto. Was looking at this beauty here, hoping to get to use it soon. But doing some math on how to load it with fertilizer, so I think we're going to end up having to use my 31-foot electric auger to load it, because it's got a little bit more reach than my market auger I've been using on the Montag cart. So kind of did some math on that, played around with the excavator and did some site work by the bins. Made a little area for a pad in front of my container for the generator, so we had enough concrete for a minimum order. So can't say that I did a whole lot today, just a little bit of everything, odds and sods. We'll see what tomorrow brings, but I think sky's kind of nice, blue sky, ground's graying off. Maybe, just maybe, we'll hit the fields. But that wraps up Tuesday. We'll see ya. Good night. We'll see you tomorrow.